My people, good evening, good morning, good afternoon, depending on your location. We are here again with another information and update. This one is very striking. I'm sober reading it to you. But before I go ahead, I urge you to just do the normal thing you need to do on this channel. Just give it a like and also stay glued to the channel. Okay, Mike Ozekhome cried out in the court. He cried out. The man always is very emotional. The day they gave a verdict that Nnamdi Kanu should be released, I saw him, the way he knelt down before everybody, praying and praising God. Today, he cried out in tears. He said, "Oh, I'm afraid Nnamdi Kanu may not survive. He's getting really sick. He's getting really down." But the wicked ones, those that don't want to hear the voice of truth, that are friends to terrorists, but haters of truth, killers of the truth sayers, they said Nnamdi Kanu will not die. And I pick it from their voice. He say he will not die. Mazi will not die. He will not die, he will live to see Biafra. He will live to see Nigeria go in blazes. Because the truth, he has already said, has turned Nigeria upside down. When you have an entity that don't like truth, the way they will be killing those that say the truth will marvel you. They will turn case upside down and tell you that these people are terrorists. These people are good people. Any person that Nigeria say, oh, this person is good, think and run again, because that person is actually not good. Any person they condemn is a good person. That is how it has been playing out. So let me read exactly the way they put it here. Mike Ozekhome, senior counsel to Nnamdi Kanu, leader of indigenous people of Biafra, has told the Supreme Court that he is scared that his clients might die in the custody of the Department of State Services, DSS. Speaking on Thursday during the hearing of Kanu's case, Ozekhome told the Apex Court that the IPOP leader is very sick and requires a surgical operation. The lawyer asked the court to rule in favor of the transfer of Nnamdi Kanu from DSS custody to Kuje Correctional Center so that he can begin treatment. My lord, Nnamdi Kanu is sick. He has been approved for surgery, but they have refused to release him for treatment. They quoted him as saying, "We are pleading for him to be transferred from DSS custody to Kuje Correctional Center so that he can begin treatment like others. He's getting really sick. I'm scared he may die in the custody of DSS. Dead bodies are not prosecuted." Reacting to Ozekhome's plea, the Apex Court said God will keep the IPOP leader alive and that he will not die in detention. The court said even if it proceeds to hear the appeal, there is no space within its calendar to write and deliver the verdict within the 90 days deadline. Nnamdi Kanu will not die in detention. God will keep him alive, and his blood won't be in your hands, the court said. The Apex Court added that the court will hear all the notions in the case of the resumption of the hearing on September 14th. The IPOP leader has been in DSS since he was brought back from Kenya on June 19, 2021. Subsequently, the federal government filed terrorism charges against Kanu. On 8th of April 2022, Binta Nyako, a federal high court judge in Abuja, struck out 8 of the 15 count charges. The remaining 7 counts were later quashed by the Court of Appeal on October 13th, 2022. On October 28th, the Court of Appeal granted a stay of execution on its verdict, which discharged Kanu of terrorism charges filed against him by the federal government. Kanu and his lawyers are at the Supreme Court of Appeal, the verdict of the Court of Appeal. All right, that's what we are telling you this time around. Yes, according to man, Ozekhome was afraid. We are all afraid. Let nothing happen to Nnamdi Kanu. But I tell Biafrans today that if Nnamdi Kanu will survive the torture of 8 days, the severest torture of any man can say, the severest torture, beating, almost trying to strangle him from Kenya to Nigeria. He survived. You can see how pale he came back. They brought him back half dead. They brought him back half dead. And in DSS, it seems God visits Nnamdi Kanu, rejuvenated him, brightened him up, taking good care of him, preparing a table before him in the presence of his enemies. We know he is in lion's den, but like Daniel, he's not crushed. Mazi, I know there are some ailments, daring or torturing, but I know people of good heart are praying for you. Prayers are going on your behalf because you represent a whole race. You represent people of good conscience. You are a prisoner of hope and of good conscience. God fights your battle, Nnamdi Kanu. God hears your prayer, Nnamdi Kanu. God shows you vision, Nnamdi Kanu. God is the master who you served. You were dishing out truth. Truth, untold truth. Unbelievable truth. It was not unto you, but unto God. We thank God who used you to put a clog on the wheels of the Islamic sect. They almost have it. But you did not allow your people to be taken over by uncircumcised. You sacrificed your joy, your peace, your health, everything you have for the Biafrans, even though many did not understand it. Even though among the Biafrans you still have enemies, arch-enemies, the fallen angels, the saboteurs. They are the arch-enemies of Biafra. Yet, as the sinners sold Jesus, they sold you out. But today, you are there, alive. The God that has been giving you life is still alive, still the same Jehovah, who can even raise the dead. Nnamdi Kanu, nothing will happen to you. I pick and I stand by the words of your enemies that you will not die. You will live. And I stand by it. I say, Mazi, you will not die. You will live. To testify the goodness of God in the land of the living. So, my good people, wonders they say shall not end. Ozekhome, you have tried as human. Every truth you need to tell, you have told it. They know it. It is not court of justice. It is Islamic court. They have been bought. They have been sold. They don't have conscience. If they do have conscience, why is it that they cannot obey their own court order to return Nnamdi Kanu even to Kenya, where they brought him from? You understand? These are the things you reason, and you find out that it is God's intervention that Nnamdi Kanu needs. God's intervention. His enemies will die before him. God will remove the strongholds, all those strongholds, all those strongholds, all those chains, the human chains that Nnamdi Kanu has, those chains around him, God will break them into pieces. His chains of affliction, his chains, all those strong hands, God will break them from the shoulder. God will so shake the arms that are holding Nnamdi Kanu down. No matter where you are, whether you are an Igbo person or a Fulani person or a Yoruba person, and your hand is so tight on him that he should not leave. Either you die in plane crash, God will crush you. You will die before Nnamdi Kanu. Watch and see. That is how it has been. Many have gone in the course of this struggle. Many that they even think they will die, they have already gone. And many will still go. Especially those that are standing in the way of Biafrans. We can't even count. If we start counting, it's as if we are mentioning names. But we can't count. But many have given way by force. Divinely, they have given way. And many will still give way for Nnamdi Kanu to be released. I don't know how it will happen, but God will turn things around. That's what I want to assure my people. Do not weep as though you have no God. Your God remains supreme, more than God of moon and God of star. Your God is Jehovah, the God of the whole universe. That is his name. He will fight our battles. He will fight the secret battles. Thank you very much for your time on this very channel. God bless and keep you.